Welcome to Internext Global On Demand. Please enjoy the session at your own pace.
Pier Paolo, welcome. Thanks a lot for having us here at the Foundation Pirelli. It's a true pleasure for me. Maybe we start by sharing a bit of yourself and about Pirelli and your team at Pirelli.
Very pleased to meet you. I'm Pier Paolo. I'm the Senior Vice President and Chief Digital Officer of Pirelli. I joined Pirelli 5 years ago, and I'm the head of the digital department at worldwide level here in Pirelli. So together with our team, we run the IT operation, and we are transforming Pirelli thanks to a digital transformation program.
So let's talk about this transformation, right? And maybe a bit of context, right? We see the automotive industry, automotive landscape completely changing, right? And obviously, tire manufacturer will play a big role in that. So what's your view on Pirelli and this impact of all the changes we see, the move to EV, move to autonomous vehicles? What does it mean for Pirelli?
First of all, Pirelli is leading what we call the high-value market in the tire market. So high-value means what we call premium, like BMW, Audi, Mercedes car, and the prestige, like Ferrari, Lamborghini. So in this area, we have market share that goes from 25 to 50%. To also become sole supplier, like we are for some of prestige brands. And so we are focused on building high-performance tire. And all the changing that we are facing in the industry, for us, are great opportunity. For the electric vehicle, for example, for us, it's a new challenge because they are heavier than the traditional car. They have a torque momentum very strong, very high. We have to face. So we have to deal with rolling resistance, noise, because with electric car, the only noise you can hear is the noise of the tire on the street, and this challenge for us that we are used to work with the technology are creating big opportunities. We are developing a dedicated line for electric vehicle, and we are homologating with the most important car maker these electric line tire. Furthermore, with the autonomous vehicle, that is the new, of course, trend and challenge for the future, we are working together, car manufacturer, because the tire is like the sense of touch of
it's the only
of cars.
part that
it's the only part that is touching the ground.
Yeah.
So we are working with the sensorized tire and artificial intelligence to contribute to the autonomous drive development.
That's very interesting. Thanks for sharing. Now, if we look at what we're doing together, right, and we are partnering actually, NO9 supports Pirelli on strategic planning. Maybe can you tell us a bit more about what is the actual decision you're trying to make with O9 and you're making with O9, and what are the challenges, pain points you used to have that actually O9 solved for Pirelli?
Let me start from the Pirelli business model, because our transformation objective is to translate our business model in a new way of work. So it's in an operating model that maximize the effectiveness of our business model. The business model of Pirelli is very simple. We design tire for this premium and prestige brand to become the original equipment. And once we win one of these tenders. So with an original, with a car maker, we are able to know which is the demand of tire that the car maker will require to us for the next 5 years. And this is the demand of original equipment. But once the car goes to the market, we are able to follow the car, and we know where and when the first replacement cycle will require a new tire after 4 years. And after other 4 years, we will take the second replacement. So if we project this timeline, it means that every time we design a new product for a car maker, we are able to know which is the impact for the next 10 to 12 years. Impact for us, that means how many product, how many tires do I have to produce, where, because we provide tires in the first part for the car maker. And so we have 18 plants spread across the world, and we can decide where it is better to produce for cost, for sustainability, no? Then we are able to identify where this car will be sold and where the replacement demand will arise, no? And we can plan in advance where we will need to produce this, and if we are saturating the capacity, for example, of the plant, if we have the right logistic. So having this data for all the tire, for all the car, for 10 to 12 years in advance, and being able to manage this data, to anticipate decision or bottleneck, or be sure that we are ready to get this demand that will arise in the future, it's the objective of our integrated business planning, what we are doing together with you. And as the complexity of this data analysis is very huge, we need to digitalize this. And that's why we identify the needs of a digital platform. And that's why we choose you to create this integrated business platform, planning platform.
And it's interesting what you're saying, right? Because strategic planning, you see, it's an integrated business planning, involve many functions, I assume, right? So you talked about production, right? So production has a say in that, but also sales, revenue, but not only for OEM, but also for aftermarket and replacement market, right? Probably finance also has a view on that, right? So it's really when all these stakeholders actually play in, that you can really take the value out of integrated business planning, right? How does O9 facilitate this cross-functional play?
So O9 allows us to have to share this data and to set proper workflow to work on the planning. So you mentioned sales, but also supply chain, logistic. They have to know which is the request, which is the demand, where the tire will be produced and where the tire will be sold. And they can work in a collaboratively way to plan and to understand which need we may have. Maybe we understand that we need a bigger store or a bigger warehouse, or we need to expand a plant because we will get the full capacity. They can work in collaboration, sharing the data, seeing and doing simulation. What if I move the production from here to there? What happen in terms of cost, EBIT impact? And that's our final objective. So taking a decision in advance and data-driven, no? To maximize some variable like the EBIT and minimize some other like the emission or the cost.
Obviously, this is a digital transformation, right? And you mentioned there are a lot of data involved and many stakeholders as well to build this new platform for decision making. And maybe to your experience of Chief Digital Officer of Pirelli, right? What is the lesson learned on such a journey you would like to share with our audience today?
The biggest lesson learned in Pirelli is that about digital transformation, it's a lesson that I learned even before, to be very honest. And when I joined Pirelli, I was already aware of the complexity of doing digital transformation. Because for someone, digital transformation is simply moving from platform A to platform B that is more modern, more effective, and so on. But actually, if you want to produce a real benefit for a company, you need to start from their core business, from the business model. What we need to do or to enable thanks to the digitalization for our core business. No? And that's
it's not digital for digital, is serving a purpose,
yeah.
Right? And a business purpose.
For sure, evolving the system as a value, but this is the minimum value. If you want to do the maximum benefit, to reach the maximum benefit of a digital transformation, of a business transformation, that's how we call this program in Pirelli, you have to start from the business needs, understanding which kind of benefit we can introduce thanks to the digitalization. For example, if we are able to bring data of a car to our sales force so that they can know which kind of car park there is in a territory of our customer, we are able to support the selling process. So they know which product they have to sell to the dealer because they know exactly which kind of demand from the market the dealer will receive. That's an example on how the digital can bring value, because we are changing also the way of selling. No, we are not changing the platform, we are changing the process, bringing data and using data to sell in a different way. And that's an example. It's exactly what we did in the planning, in the product design, in the manufacturing process execution, and so on.
It's taking a process first, understanding what we can improve from a business perspective, and then finding the right solution and technology to support.
Yes, starting from our business model, how we can work in a different way to maximize our business model, redesigning the operating model, so the way of work, and then understanding which kind of digital technology enable this new way of work, and how they can leverage on data or artificial intelligence on advanced platform like yours.
So maybe what's next, right? So what is you mentioned planning, you mentioned sales. What are the next areas? If you look at Pirelli's activities and a target operating model, you'd like to transform, right, from a digital perspective?
We are now facing two big challenges. That is supporting our R&D department in working more and more in project designing the tire in a virtual and digital way, anticipating in the digital world all the events they will face in the real world. So means, for example, estimating the noise emission of the tire since the design of the tire, avoiding to build the tire, test, and then coming back to adjust the design. So we are able, for example, thanks to artificial intelligence algorithm, to estimate the noise emission just analyzing the tire wear design. And this is something that anticipate the testing phase. And so designer can rearrange the design until they reach the noise emission they want to achieve, and then they will start building the prototype and going on. These make the designing time more short, so the cost also lower, and also it's more sustainable because we are not wasting physical prototype. So the two challenge we are facing now is supporting the digitalization of the end-to-end life cycle design of the tire and the production plant. So getting data from the machinery thanks to the Internet of Things and analyze the production data of the plants and try to anticipate problem, no? Predictive maintenance, maximize the production effectiveness, reduce the waste. That's the two areas where now we are applying digital for the business.
To build on that, right? You mentioned already several technological capabilities, right? IoT, digital twin, data platform. And this is what also we see, that digital and analytics and this digital operating model are becoming the norm for future-proof companies, right? What are these technological capabilities you see as well will make the future of Pirelli?
But for sure, big data, a common big data, it's, let me say, what we call a digital enabler for us. It's the basics in such a way. And we invested a lot on this to create a real unique big data platform. So to collect all the data, internal, external, and make them available where we may need it. That's one of the core. Second leverage is artificial intelligence. We are working a lot with algorithms because having all this data, we have a lot of information on how we work and how the things, how we can improve the way of working. And we are leveraging on big data and artificial intelligence to improve our production processes, for example. These for sure are the two core capabilities. And then planning. Planning for us is important. It's core because thanks to the integrated business plan, we can go from 10 years in advance to the short-term planning, so to planning in the plants in the best and optimized way, and that's core for us. It's a key for our business model.
And maybe to wrap up, right? So F1 season just started. Actually, what will be your prediction for this year's season, if you can tell? Of course.
Okay, we are Pirelli. We are providing tires for all the teams. And so we
win
must
either way.
Impartial, independent, but of course I'm Italian. You can imagine, no?
Yeah, I do.
And we are suffering.
Very good, Pier Paolo. Thanks a lot for this discussion. It was very insightful.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
And to all our viewers today, thanks a lot for joining. And please stay tuned for the rest of MTNX to have even more insight from leaders in digital transformation.